Welcome into the Lindsey Beckham Show here, coming to you live from the WIAB studios, the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. We're so grateful to have them as a sponsor. And I know I was talking to you guys about this the other day when we had Morgan here, but I am just shy of 30 pounds down from when I started with women's wellness and taking advantage of some of the things that they offer. And I actually posted kind of a progress photo yesterday to my Facebook page. So that's there. There's a picture of me in the same dress from June, and then one from last month, and then one from yesterday. That was the most recent one. So you can see very clearly how well the semaglutide, the compounded generic Ozempic, if you will, is working for me. So very, very thankful for women's wellness and of course men's health as well. They're all kind of in the sense a little bundle, a little bundle of New Care MD, men's health, and women's wellness. So y'all check them out. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. In my opinion, you should run there, women, ladies, and not walk because they have done so much for even just my overall health. So definitely go by and check them out. Of course, I got stopped by a train on the way to the station as usual. I don't know why I can't just make myself leave home at least another 5 or 10 minutes earlier to get here and get going. But, I guess that's a woman problem. It seems like no matter how much time I give myself to get here, there's either road work or a train stopped on the tracks. And if you ever drive these roads, I don't know if any of you know how to get to Flora from Madison, but there are these back roads and they're these 2-lane roads. And it just seems like there's always an issue. Story of my life. But I tell people I don't really run for exercise purposes, but I'm really good at running late. You see me running, it's because I'm running from something or I'm running late. That's that's me in a nutshell. But I wanted to get into today. You guys know I am kind of obsessed with the true crime world, and I love documentaries, and I love kind of keeping up with what's the latest trials that are going on. I've been watching the Adelson trial out of Florida, which is very interesting. Sean and I have done a few shows talking about that, breaking it down. They had quite the drama in the courtroom this morning, actually. But if you caught the episodes where I've had Marsha Stacy on the show, and she's talked about her personal experience with a catfisher. And she's got a blog and it details in parts. I mean, it breaks down all the details about her experience and what happened with one of her family members when this person pretended to be someone they were not. Well, I saw Netflix had a new documentary. And if any of you have watched it, please feel free to call in. Give me your thoughts on this. 601-879-0002 is the number to reach me here on air from the station. But there's a documentary, a new Netflix documentary, and I just saw that there was the word catfish in the title. Let me tell you guys the exact title so you can go find it and reference it because you're not going to want to miss this one. And what I noticed was I started to see different people talking about it or making posts about it online. And what was so crazy to me is that the different people that I were seeing talk about this documentary were people from all different aspects of my life. So I saw some of my Moms for Liberty friends talking about it. I saw some old pageant friends talking about it. I saw some people I didn't even know talking about it. I saw some people from my hometown that I know from there talking about it. And I told Sean last night, I said, this documentary has really kind of taken the world by storm. in all walks of life, all people have watched this, and they're shocked, completely mind blown. You've gotta watch it, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I don't wanna be the person who has given away the spoiler alert here. So if you haven't watched it and you wanna watch it, be advised, I'm about to talk about what happens. So if you want to turn me off for this segment, go right ahead. But I think it needs to be talked about because what on earth is going on in the minds of some people? It is wild. It is a roller coaster. It starts off and we're talking to this couple, this very young couple. I think at the time when these messages started was back in 2020. I think at the time the girl Lauren or Lo L whatever they call her is 14. 14 guys, 14. And she's got this little boyfriend and they're in I guess junior high, middle school. I mean my daughter just turned 14. She's in 8th grade. So I'm guessing around 8th grade. Well, they start to get these text messages on their phones. And it's not a number that you can just block because it's coming from a different number. Whoever is sending these messages is using some sort of uh, phone service where they're able to send every text with a different number. Now, they start off mean, but they as time goes on, they get worse and worse and more descriptive and more sexual in nature, more violent in nature, and they start coming at a more rapid pace. They're getting 50 and 60 text messages a day all through the night. It's the name of the documentary is Unknown Number: The High School Catfish. It's on Netflix. So, some of these text messages are even threatening. Yeah, they start off with they're being sent to the girl and the Lauren girl, and they're saying, Owen, who is her boyfriend, Owen is gonna break up with you. Owen doesn't like your flat ass. Owen doesn't think you're pretty enough. Owen doesn't like that you don't perform these sexual acts. And then it goes on to describe these sexual acts, which I wouldn't think 14-year-olds would know all that much about. I hope not anyway. But then they get more and more hurtful. You're the ugliest person I've ever seen. You should go kill yourself. If you don't go kill yourself, I'm going to do it. You better kill yourself before I get to you. Your boyfriend only wants sex and you're not good enough. You can't give it to him. It just it goes on and on and on and on. For years, for 2 years or close to it. There were some people who were suspected of being the culprit behind this, but there was never any actual real proof. And of course, the mothers, at least as you're watching the documentary, you'll see the mothers, the Owen boy's mother and then the Lauren girl's mother, they're just perplexed. Like, who could be doing this? Why would these people be targeting our children? And they're going to law enforcement and they're trying to find out answers. Lauren's mother is actually a coach. So she's at the school around a lot of the kids a good bit. Finally, the FBI gets involved. They start to look at IP numbers, IP addresses, and link these messages to this one certain IP address. And then they go to confront the person sending the messages. And I think everyone who has watched the documentary, their jaw hit the floor as the cops walk in to confront Lauren's mother, who was behind it the whole time. Now, she says that she wasn't the one who initially began sending the messages. I don't necessarily believe that. They haven't found any other proof that would suggest there was someone else initially sending these. How on earth could a mother say these god awful, gut wrenching things to her 14-year-old daughter? Disgusting. Just, I almost don't even have words for how horrible these things are that she said to her own daughter. Go kill yourself? You're the ugliest person I've ever seen. It takes a sick, sick, sick individual to be able to purposefully say these things to your daughter for 2 years. 2 years. Now, the mom's name who was behind all of this is Kendra. She did plead guilty to 2 counts of stalking a minor in 2023. And she did serve time in jail, I believe 18 months, I believe, and is, I think, on probation until 2026. She is not allowed to see her daughter. Her husband divorced her, rightfully so. But what's even crazier, I think the part that really confused me and blew my mind even more so, is that after being arrested, pleading guilty, and going to jail, she is still bombarding her daughter's phone with text messages. Now, these text messages are, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you so much. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait till we're together again. I'll tell you, when they walked in her house, the cops walked in her house to confront her, it was the most awkward scene you can imagine, because her daughter, Lauren, the one she's sending all the messages to, is there. She's there, and she's just this child. I mean, she looks broken. She looks distraught. She looks like she doesn't understand what's going on. I feel like she's trying to process what's happening and just can't believe that it would be her mother who has tormented and harassed her for years at this point. So they had a search warrant. They took her phone. She had multiple phones. She had lost 2 different jobs that she had been lying to her husband about. I guess she was getting up in the morning pretending to get ready to go to work, although she did not have a job. I think the woman should be locked up in a mental institution somewhere. You've got to have some serious, serious, serious problems if this is what you do in your spare time. We got to take a break, but when we get back, I want to talk about what her reasoning was. What excuse did this woman give for saying these god awful things, the most horrible things you can think of, to her own daughter? We're going to discuss that and break it down when we get back. Stay with us right here on The Lindsey Beckham Show, WIB 103.9. Here on The Lindsey Beckham Show, WIB 103.9.
WIB
Nick Bain served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government and helped create policies that have made Mississippi better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at bainbowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420. MyPureAirConsultants.com.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now, that's our kind of hunt. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Why don't you mind your own business?
Mind my own business? What's that supposed to mean?
No, I was just thinking about all of the news of tax changes, insurance changes, regulations that are being passed down to business owners. I don't have the time to keep growing and to keep up with changing payroll regulations.
I know. It seems like all I do is handle employee-related problems.
You know, I hear PeopleLease can help.
How can they help?
PeopleLease can handle our payroll, taxes, employee benefits, and workers' compensation. They even offer an affordable and customizable 401k program and a 24/7 online human resources support center for all my HR needs.
Think of all the time we'll save letting PeopleLease handle our payroll and benefits administration. I'll be busy growing my business and letting PeopleLease take care of the rest.
Sounds like a good business plan with PeopleLease.
Let PeopleLease mind your business so you can mind your own business. Call now, 601-987-3025. That's 601-987-3025. Or visit freepayrollquotes.com for your free quote.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's it's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
This month, UrgeVet Emergency Vets of Madison is celebrating 5 incredible years of serving your pets, and we couldn't have done it without you.
From late night emergencies to weekend worries, we've been here caring for your pets when your regular vet isn't available.
Join us in celebrating 5 years of compassion, expertise, and tail wags.
Drop by for giveaways, treats, and more, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for all the fun. Located at 15 Olympic Way in Madison, you can call us at 601-790-1918.
UrgeVet, always here when your pet needs us most.
This is Casey Holcomb with Mississippi Hometown Realty. Summer is here, and it's the perfect time to buy or sell. When you're ready, I want you to think of me first. I will help guide you through the entire process without the stress. Check out my website at mshomesforyou.com. That's mshomesforyou.com. This is Casey Holcomb. Still, I'm doing what I love and loving what I do.
MS license number 51833. Telephone number 601-398-1620. Come together.
Welcome back to the Lindsey Beckham Show, where we are breaking down a new Netflix documentary that has shot to #1 and has caused complete mind-blowing effect in everyone who has seen it. I think a lot of people, they can't stop talking about it because it just seems so outrageous. Again, spoiler alert, if you have not seen Unknown Number, the high school catfish, be aware that we are talking about that. Don't want to spoil it for anyone. But this documentary breaks down this case out of Michigan where a mother tormented her own daughter, her own 14-year-old daughter from 2020 until 2022 with awful threats and text messages nonstop, all through the night, all through the day, telling her to kill herself, talking about sexual acts. Not only was she sending these to her own daughter, but also to her daughter's boyfriend as well. His name was Owen. I'll tell you what, Owen's mom, now, she was not happy, as you can imagine. And because they didn't get a trial, all she got to do was show up in court, I guess, the day they sentenced her and pretty much give her a piece of her mind. They've been working together, attempting to find out who was behind these messages. And all along, she knew it was her. So she actually took part in this documentary. I believe Netflix had filmed the majority of it before they contacted her, and I guess that she felt like since it was gonna happen regardless, she better go on camera and tell her side of the story. By the way, 601-879-0002 is the number to call in if you have any thoughts, if you've watched this, or if you are just as mind blown as I am. But she did participate in the documentary, and from the very get-go, it seems as though she is just coming up with excuse after excuse after excuse. We start with her saying, "Nobody's perfect. Everybody's broken the law at some point. I'm sure there are many people who have had too much to drink and then gotten behind the wheel of a car and they just didn't get caught, but they committed a crime." Lady, are you serious? Like, are you kidding? You harassed your daughter for years. You said horrible things, inappropriate things to a 14-year-old little girl. You ruined lives in the process. There were other children, other students who this was blamed on throughout this 2-year span, who were bullied, whose names were run through the mud in their hometown, who felt like they couldn't even go to school anymore because everyone thought they were behind something like this. You took years of their childhood away from them. I have absolutely no sympathy for you. None. Zero. There is something really wrong in your head, and I think you need a lot of mental help. A whole lot. She also claims that she had not dealt with a lot of childhood trauma from her past, and because of that, this is the way that it was displayed. This is the way that it came out. Excuse after excuse after excuse. She says that she initially began sending messages because she wanted to find out who. She didn't send the first one, she says, and she wanted to find out who was behind it. She thought a way that she could be able to do that was to send even more horrible messages to your daughter and her boyfriend, because that makes a lot of sense. The only thing, that I can really comprehend is that this lady must be dealing with some form of Munchausen's, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, by proxy syndrome, where parents hurt their own children. And I've heard of this happening physically. There are many cases of this happening physically, whether it be that they just want their children to really have to depend on them, or they want the attention that they garner from having a sick child or an injured child. But you see parents who will continuously physically harm their children because they get some sort of pleasure in the attention. I think that's crazy. That's never crossed my mind as a mom. I spent many days and nights in the hospital with my son Creed when he was an infant. And that in itself was traumatizing. That's the last place that I ever wanted to have to be spending time with my child was in a hospital. Climbing up in a crib-sized hospital bed just to be close to him. That wasn't fun for me. I don't think that's fun for most parents. In fact, I think it's their worst nightmare. I know it was mine. I hope I never have to spend another night in the hospital with one of my children. I hope that they are always healthy. But this form of bullying, this constant belittlement and threatening content in these messages, her daughter very well could have ended her own life. It's not like that's abnormal when we see children being bullied to this extent. Had that happened, I fully believe she should be charged with murder. I don't even know how they would go about that within the legal process and what you would have to be charged with, what type of murder. I guess that's a question that we need Sean here for, but I don't think she got a harsh enough punishment as it is. And I just feel so awful for this young girl who lived through this. I mean, this is her mom, and she still wants a relationship with her mom. She still craves this relationship with her mom, the one who was there to console her throughout this time, even though she was the one causing it all. It's just so messed up. I can't fathom it. For the life of me, I cannot understand what could have been going on in this woman's brain to make her want to hurt her own daughter, who she says that she loves, in this sort of way, to hurt her so deeply, to destroy her life, years of her life, where this was the sole focus. I think a lot of people are shocked and can't believe their eyes and their ears after viewing this documentary. Dana says it was pure evil and disturbing. It was absolutely disturbing. And I'll tell you what, like I saw this. I love documentaries. I saw this documentary pop up and I saw Catfish and I was like, oh, this is going to be a really good one. And I started it. And in the first little bit of it, I really couldn't get into it because the way that Netflix sets it up, which I think they did a good job of like piquing your curiosity, but the way they set it up, it's like, it's a mystery. You don't know who's behind it. But honestly, I couldn't really get into it. It didn't catch me right away. But then when they dropped that bombshell that it was the mom behind it, I had to go back and rewatch the whole thing again. I watched the whole thing again last night because I'm just so flabbergasted. It just seems so unbelievable. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. And the messages, the posts, the comments that I'm seeing, everyone is just kind of dumbfounded that this actually took place. This actually happened. I don't believe this woman ever needs to be able to see her daughter as long as she's underage ever again, as long as she's a minor. And I believe that that's what the father will be fighting for. He doesn't obviously want his child around this woman ever again, even though it is her mother. He did win sole custody. Right now, she is not allowed to see the mom. But she does say that she does want a relationship with her. And a lot of people thought that that was kind of crazy. I don't. I think this is a child. This is a child, and that's her mom. And that's that sort of unconditional love, the same type of love that that mama should have had for her. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We are up against our next commercial break, so we got to take a quick short break, but stay with us because there's lots more to discuss, and we will be right back here on The Lindsey Beckham Show. And we will be right back here on The Lindsey Beckham Show.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Did you know that the average 6-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now, that's our kind of hunt. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420, mypureairconsultants.com.
CBS News Brief. Some of Jeffrey Epstein's accusers spoke outside Capitol Hill today.
The government's mishandling of this case has silenced our truth from the start.
Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle continue to push for the release of more Epstein files. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns.
This is a political issue up here on Capitol Hill. And what these victims are saying is that they want as much transparency as possible.
President Trump again today called the story a Democrat hoax. He hosted Poland's president at the White House and said he would be holding talks tomorrow about ending the war in Ukraine.
I think we're going to have a good solution.
The White House says he will speak with Ukraine's president. Russia launched more than 500 drones and missiles at Ukraine overnight. Florida's Surgeon General has announced plans to end all state vaccine mandates, including for children to attend schools. CBS News Brief, I'm Cammie McCormick.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, experience counts, and the Rusty Healy Agency has been serving Madison and the rest of the Jackson Metro for over 35 years. Local agent Landon Thompson is keeping that trusted tradition going strong. As a local independent agent, he's not locked into one provider. The Rusty Healy Agency can shop the top insurance companies to find the best fit for you. And everyone knows that the Rusty Healy Agency and Landon Thompson offer top quality local customer service. Contact Landon today at 601-856-3681.
My name is Terry Parkinson. I'm with the Madison County Co-op in Canton. We're about a block southeast of the square. It's the deer time of year. We've got blue plot seed from BWI, J&J Bagging, Buckbusters out of Louisiana, and Kelly Seed out of Alabama. We've got all the attractants, ryegrass. We got clovers. We sell a lot of sportsman condos, the game cams, just about anything you're going to want. Madison County Co-op in Canton is low or lower than most of our competitors.
You often hear life referred to as running a race. The same can be said for financial planning and investing. Think of Wheeler Parker as your track coach to help you run your best financial life. Wheeler Parker provides decades of investment and wealth management strategy and experience in navigating life's hills, valleys, and curves, strictly from a financial perspective, of course. Life's a race. It takes money to run it well. And whether you're just out of the blocks or approaching the finish line, Wheeler Parker is here for the journey. Wheeler Parker, financial advisor, 601-607-7596.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does. Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
Come together.
Welcome back to the Lindsey Beckham Show. We had the first few segments talking about the new Netflix catfish documentary. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's horrible and you'll be shocked, but I think it is helpful to know how sick there are, or how there are some really sick people out there, and they are damaging to children. But I did want to get into some things that took place this morning that I think are extremely exciting. We had an announcement out of Florida this morning, the free state of Florida, by the way, which they have proven time and time again to be. But there was some breaking news that all, and I mean all, vaccine mandates in Florida to be ended by the Florida Department of Health, according to their Surgeon General this morning. And all God's people said, amen. Hallelujah. That's not an easy feat, y'all. It's not. It took an act of Congress, or close to it, an act of a federal court judge ruling to even get a religious exemption here in Mississippi, to even have our religious freedoms, our personal religious freedoms acknowledged. Took years. So congratulations to Florida, and great job by their Surgeon General. He's amazing. You know, he played a big role in COVID and how quickly Florida was able to reopen, get their kids back in school, get the masks off. So very excited for Florida. There were a lot of the Epstein victims in Washington this morning. They held a press conference outside of the Capitol. They talked about creating their own Epstein client list. We've also seen some brave lawmakers in Washington, such as Thomas Massie, who are advocating for the full Epstein file to be released. Massie alone is gathering signatures of those in Congress in order to get that done himself. You know, that takes a lot of bravery. That takes a backbone to be able to stand up to your own president, your own party, and say, hey, this is something that needs to be done. We said we were going to do it. And we need to stick to our word. We need to make good on that promise. We need to hold these people accountable that were sex trafficking children. I cannot understand for the life of me why anyone would disagree with that. Look, Trump made some promises to us moms, when he talked to us 2 summers in a row at our Moms for Liberty conference, he made some promises to us on things he was going to do when he was reelected. He kept those promises. He has made good on those promises. So it is hard for me to come in here and criticize him, even though he's never been really my favorite person. Honestly, I campaigned for Ron DeSantis. Kind of led the Mamas for DeSantis movement here in Mississippi. But I think Trump's wrong on this one. I don't understand the hesitancy and the disdain now for not wanting to release these files that not only he has said he would do, but also these members of his cabinet who have talked about this for years. It was their issue. It was their line in the sand. I don't get it. I do not get it. What is in these files that they don't want us to see? Transparency breeds trust. Things should be done in the sunlight, in the open. It's one thing that I always have disagreements with our lieutenant governor about, Delbert Hosemann. He doesn't like to do things in the sunshine. He likes to have these closed door, off the record meetings where he lets his senators know what he wants. And you better do it. Or he'll take away your committee assignments. He'll take away your chairmanship to the committee that you chair. He'll make sure the bills that you drop that have your name on them don't stand a chance of making it out of committee, much less becoming law. He has that power. He abuses that power. And he dang sure does that. It's a proven fact. But if you want to talk about what I did, in fact, vote for, let me just tell you. We're seeing the left absolutely break down over RFK and the things that RFK has done since becoming a part of the Trump administration. We have got them calling for his resignation. We have got Chuck Schumer tweeting that he should be fired right now. We have got Bernie Sanders tweeting that he is endangering the health of the American people now and into the future. He must resign. He's full of conspiracy theories. No, he's not. But what you're afraid of, what the left is afraid of, is what is about to be exposed. RFK and Trump have already said that they have studied, they have taken the data, they have really studied autism, what environmental factors are contributing to the rise in autism that is outrageous in the last 30-year span, how quickly those numbers are increasing. 1 in 32 children across the country, 1 in 12 males in California are now diagnosed on the autism spectrum. Trump tweeted, I just had it. I lost it. I wanted to read his tweet because I think it deserves to be read. And I'm incredibly proud, I guess you could say, of Donald Trump, because he is not one who will ever admit when he's wrong. He likes to be praised for the good things that he's done. And he has said over and over and over that Operation Warp Speed was one of his biggest accomplishments. And that makes me cringe. What I've said over and over is that I feel like Trump should, if nothing else, apologize for jumping the gun for moving too quickly concerning COVID and the lockdown of our country and the masking and the vaccines and the mRNA technology. For the first time ever, Trump has admitted, maybe I was wrong. He tweeted out this week, it is very important that the drug companies justify the success of their various COVID drugs. Many people think they are a miracle that saved millions of lives. Others disagree. With CDC being ripped apart over this question, I want the answer and I want it now. I have been shown information from Pfizer and others that is extraordinary, but they never seem to show those results to the public. Why not? They go off to the next hunt and let everyone rip themselves apart, including Bobby Kennedy Jr. and CDC, trying to figure out the success or failure of the drug companies' COVID work. They show me great numbers and results, but they don't seem to be showing them to many others. I want them to show them now to the CDC, to the public, and clear up this mess one way or the other. I hope Operation Warp Speed was as brilliant as many say it was. If not, we all want to know about it and why. I think this is the first step for President Trump to take to say, hey, maybe I got some bad information. Maybe I was wrong here. Maybe they didn't give me accurate studies. Maybe they just told me what I wanted to hear. There is a new COVID-19 vaccine review study happening. Obviously, we've talked about RFK has replaced a lot of the CDC. He has canceled all mRNA vaccine research. He has implemented a new vaccine safety panel to study the vaccine injuries that we see happening. Those are big things. He has vowed to find out why we keep seeing this drastic increase and uptick in autism numbers. I mean, I can tell you why. Because I've watched it happen in front of my eyes. But now we have somebody in a position of power who's going to prove it to us. And the left is running scared. We got to take our last break, but y'all stay with us. We will be right back to wrap things up for the day here on WIAB 103.9, The Lindsey Beckham Show. The day here on WIAB 103.9, The Lindsey Beckham Show.
.1039 WIAB.
Get the jump on the season at the #1 stop for all your boating and custom water sports needs, Smith Marine. Crest pontoons are here. Come experience luxury and style with a 90-day, no payment, no interest financing option with approved credit, plus a 1-year Seato membership, free cover, free Bimini top, and free inflatable tube. And these crests are pre-rigged with Suzuki motors and Suzuki's industry best warranty. Smith Marine also buys quality pre-owned boats with consignments and trade-ins on the res in Ridgeland and at smithmarinesales.com. Delicious food and a relaxing atmosphere combine to make the best place for sports fans and foodie fans to watch the game and just hang out. Capitol Grill of Jackson. Of course they've got the games, but food, oh my goodness. Mouth-watering po' boys, fish, steaks, appetizers, and a specialty pizza menu. Kitchen opens at 5 Monday through Thursday and 11 Friday through Sunday. And happy hours are daily at Capitol Grill. Also enjoy the all-new Tuesday night and karaoke on Wednesday and Friday nights from 8 till midnight with DJ Money Mon. Capitol Grill, DeVille Plaza in Jackson.
Here's what they're saying about Corcoran Door Company.
I'm going to yell out to one of your sponsors here, Corcoran Door. When the guy came out here, instead of just trying to throw a door up, he was looking at the way the house was facing. Man, with this double garage here on the south side, you might want to consider a insulated door. I came in earlier today about 2:30. The car thermometer said 99 degrees. The thermometer inside the garage was 82.
That's why they've been around 50 years.
Yeah.
CorcoranDoor.com. CORKERN door.com.
Attention homeowners and business owners. Complete Exteriors is now Elite Roofing and Gutters. Are your roof and gutters storm ready? The folks at Elite are your local experts in storm protection. Now is the time for an inspection and for proactive solutions that ensure your roof and gutters can withstand any storm. Get up to a possible $250 rebate on a new roofing system for all active military, veterans, and retirees. Online at eliteroofer.com.
Our flag was still there. The official 250th celebration flag is available at a complete flag source on I-55 North in Jackson. It's just one way you can show your appreciation for the greatest country on earth. Flags for all occasions. International and state flags too. Flagpole construction available. You can check it out at CompleteFlags.com. A complete flag source, I-55 North in Jackson.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Here's a word from John White, the owner of Two Gun Tactical in Flowood and Ridgeland.
I carry a gun every day, all the time. Last year in America, 2 million legal guns were pulled and it stopped the threat. So I'm really wearing a firearm just to stop the threat. There's more likelihood of me just pulling it and not using it than there is using it. TwoGunTactical.com, TwoGunTactical.com.
Two Gun Tactical, the South's only country club.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Come together right now.
We are back here on the Lindsey Beckham Show, where we are wrapping things up on this Wednesday. Every time there is a holiday, it throws me off on what day of the week it is. I will be back here this afternoon producing for the one and only Radio Strong. I can't do it. Radio Strong, man. I cannot get my voice deep enough. Kim, you're going to have to teach me how to say it like you do. But I'll be back this afternoon with Kim. We had some interesting new callers yesterday towards the end of the show that really lit Kim up. So he told the last one he talked to call back today. So I hope that he does, because that was quite entertaining to hear Kim be able to roast this guy. You know, I think it's hilarious that we have seen the left over the last few days, even trending on Twitter. I'm never going to call it X. It's always going to be Twitter to me. That is Trump alive? There are all these speculations about his health. And it's hilarious because did they not see Joe Biden? Did they not hear Joe Biden? And I'm not talking about just during the debate. Way prior to that, the man wasn't making any sense. He could hardly walk. But you're going to talk about some sort of health issue with Trump. I mean, Trump had a press conference yesterday and he looked like the same man he always looks like, in my opinion, with his same opinions. But that's all the time that we have got for today. We will be right back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Tune in and we'll see you then.